Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Let's get into these energies right now and see what Spirit wants you to know at this time. Okay, so the first one we have is the call of the siren, sexuality. So this is feeling to apply more to like creative energies, kundalini energies, something where you are encouraged to like move your body, get up and, pick up that paintbrush, pick up that pen, even start to kind of like dance and, get outside of the comfort zone, do yoga, tap into those sacral chakra energies because you've got some big idea inside of you or some kind of an energy that wants to be expressed in the creative field. So for some of you, this can be encouragement to pick up a hobby, an artistic pursuit that you've put aside because you're about to have like a surge of inspiration that it feels like is going to bring you a lot more of a sense of fulfillment in terms of that outlet or medium. For others of you, this is an encouragement to start to take some of those hobbies and creative outlets and really start to think about ways in which you can make that work for you. So this can be like a side hustle. This can be, a second business, something that gets you started on the road to entrepreneurship, or even something where you could have like a social media presence. You start, making videos, you start making posts in some sort of way. And that's an aspect of kind of starting passive income for yourself and even just kind of giving yourself that sort of outlet that it feels like is going to help to stir these energies within you that can help you to kind of further yourself on your road to abundance, on your road to prosperity, on your road to living your best life. We've also got the creatrix. Yeah, creativity. So there's a beautiful confirmation of that right there. Some of you that are just kind of like, you might be feeling very stuck, very low energy, very frustrated. Conventional paths to success may be sort of like blocked or slow at this time. This is not the season to sort of sit and mope around. This is the energy of kind of like get up and build something, get up and make something, get up and do something, because that's going to kind of shift your focus away from what's not working or what's kind of like stuck or stalled or limited. And it feels like it's going to put you into more of an alignment with like your flow state. Creating something that's even just artwork for yourself can give you that personal sense of accomplishment and may also really be a good way for you to extract those stuck energies from in your energy body in order to be able to kind of cleanse and recharge and get that auric and energy field working more efficiently so that you are able to kind of tap into your intuition more. You're able to feel better, not just in your physical body, not just in your emotional body, not just in your mind, but in terms of your energy field as well, that it feels like that's going to kind of increase your level of personal magnetism, the ability to call in opportunities to you, in different sorts of ways. It's going to make you more attractive, more appealing. If you're wanting to call love into your life, you're wanting to call, promotions or new opportunities, professionally speaking. This is that energy of the glow up. So in addition to whatever your self-care practices have been or any kind of like healing or shadow work that you've been doing up to this point in time, you're really encouraged to, start to kind of take everything that you've processed or everything that's just sort of sitting in kind of a nebulous energy inside of yourself and get that out somehow. For a lot of you, this is going to be that door of opportunity that you've been waiting for to kind of improve things for yourself financially, or maybe even for some of you, this aligns with some kind of a calling, like you've been literally sitting on your calling this whole time. That the conventional routes to success may not be for you, but it may be that there's a budding artist inside of you that wants to have that expression, that wants to have that outlet. That's your ticket to a better life, is you are literally creating that for yourself. Yeah, we also have Winter Witch of the Woods, healing. So again, this is the energy of you've done a lot of shadow work. You've done a lot of personal growth. You've processed a lot of things. You've cried things out. You've thugged it out. You've journaled. You've gone to therapy. You did the self-help. You listened to those motivational messages, those positive affirmations. You've taken in a lot of other people's content or a lot of like external resources, and it feels like turning the page to kind of the next step of your experience, something that's really going to help you to kind of integrate all of the work that you've done, all that you've taken into yourself, is finding or creating that outlet to pour out. Put that pen to paper, put the paintbrush to the canvas, get those hands working, start creating something, little projects, little hobbies. And this doesn't just have to be, like you're puttering around and then you're collecting all these little things that you've done. But it feels like for a lot of you, you've got talent and you don't even know it, or you're underestimating yourself. You don't know who's going to appreciate and love and really want to have like the art that you create. Or for others of you, this is the sense of almost like you've tapped into that energy inside of yourself, but it needs to come out of you somehow in order to create this kind of like open space within where you're able to call something different in. You're able to call something better into your reality. You're able to seamlessly then move through things that would only represent, cycles that you have tried to move away from, or work that you've done to like break certain patterns, or kind of get out of your own way in certain aspects. And a lot of that's been an inside job, but now there's a need to sort of purge that in some sort of way. It may even be that this is kind of, bringing something new into that self-care practice so that you're able, to find kind of a different way to sort of process the ups and downs of life. You're able to kind of, dream bigger, kind of call that dream reality in for yourself by tapping into those kundalini energies, that kind of creator or creatrix energy that exists within. So focusing on that sacral chakra at this particular point in time, not just in terms of, kind of like mantras or solfeggios that you might be listening to, or, Reiki, or like anything that you're doing to kind of keep those energies flowing really well. But there's a sense of like, the energies in your body in that context, they are yours. You're the person that has the ability to then use those as you so choose. For a lot of you, this can also encourage, if you've been feeling very stuck or very frustrated, there may be something about kind of like choosing a route of celibacy at this particular point in time. Protect that energy, protect those centers. Don't just give your power away to anybody. Take this period of time of dormancy where you're really just kind of like sitting with that and finding other ways to express those energies out. Again, in forms of like creative hobbies, artwork, things that you do for yourself, things that you kind of put out there for others. And it feels that it's going to align you to kind of make better choices in partners, people that are, more aligned within themselves, to kind of give you a better experience overall in terms of, kind of exchanges and experiences with people that are on that higher vibrational plane in the same way that you've been working to reach within yourself. So let's get a couple tarot cards and see what else you need to know about this. Yeah, we've got the Ten of Swords. So again, this is the sense of like you've thought through things, you've talked through certain things, you've read all the books, you've listened to all the podcasts, you've taken in a lot for yourself in terms of like a shift in your perspective, something where you've wanted to like level up or kind of heal or accelerate things in your own kind of personal journey. And now there's a sense of like you need to kind of create resolution for yourself. You need to, open that outlet within yourself and kind of get it out in a way that doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. It's a beautiful thing about creativity is, it can be very subjective. It can be very abstract. It doesn't have to be literal. It's not like you're, writing a sentence down. Although for some of you, writing and poetry, things like that, that's going to be a really good way to kind of tap into those sacral chakra energies and kind of make that work for you. But for others, this is the energy of just something where you're really focusing on that kind of like mindful creativity, where everything that you've kind of learned about yourself, aspects about the shadow that are even unfamiliar to you, that are held inside, you're able to really tap into that aspect within yourself and find a way to give those voice, create something with that. Allow those energies to kind of work through you. Look at yourself as kind of the instrument or the tool for these energies that indwell within you to be able to express themselves. And it feels like this is going to be a way to kind of create a better relationship with yourself, with your natural energy field, and to really be able to kind of come into a place of balance, so you are actively and consciously working to move towards your best life, and to also recognize and allow and invite things into your experience that aren't just a repeat of these kind of stale and broken cycles that led to you, you know, having to do that shadow work, having to do that therapy, having to do that self-help, but so that you're kind of moving beyond those things in a way. Yeah, we've also got the High Priestess. So again, this is like, you know, honoring that sacral chakra energy, that creative energy, that creatrix energy inside of yourself. There's an artist inside of you. There's a poet inside of you. You know, even kind of the frustration within you about kind of where you'd like to be in your life versus where you are now. There's a way to create a pathway to that by listening to this intuitive inner knowing, where it's not just like, okay, I'm doing artwork because it's a fun way to pass time, but it's something where, you know, you're really kind of honoring sort of that silent part within you that knows the way forward, that knows how to kind of, you know, move different pieces around in your life internally or externally in order to come into that place where you are that vibrational match for the types of experiences that will uplift you, as opposed to drag you back down, where then you're needing to go in and kind of do more of that shadow work or that routine maintenance. And we also have the Five of Cups. Yeah, so some of you, again, this is kind of the signal to the sign to sort of close out an aspect of your healing journey, kind of wishing it well, getting all of that sort of like, you know, stuck energy from within you out, past situations, those 3 cups that are kicked over there, you know, things that didn't work with other people, versions of yourself that you must mourn and liberate from within you, in order to be able to turn around and experience things that are more in alignment. Those 2 cups that are still standing up, that are ready for you to receive them. They're ready for you to reach out and claim them, but it requires you kind of excusing yourself from the process of how you've been dealing with kind of emotional wounding, you know, even kind of the yearning for something more in your life and steps you've taken up to this point in time. That creative pathway, that's an excellent route to, you know, be able to access those energies and to really kind of take things to the next level as far as being the co-creator of your best life. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another video. Please take care and be well.